Hello, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Welcome today. I am going to be chatting about Yarn and Yarns shop news. For those of you who might be new to the channel, there's quite a few new subscribers recently, but I run a small yarn shop. I have a high street presence here in the small town where I live in South Wales in the UK, but I also run an online website as well, and you'll always find the links to the website below my videos. Today's video is going to be about what's new, what's going on in the shop. So if you're not interested in that, I completely understand. I try to keep these two separate videos so that I don't mix them up with the making content for those people who aren't interested. But yeah, I hope you will come back for the next making video. So I shall see you then, hopefully. But for those of you who are interested in the goings on of my little business, I'm super thankful that you are. Thank you so much for your company. Settle in. I'm going to waffle on a little bit about what's going on at Yarn and Yarns headquarters. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos. I think it was probably mid-December since I posted the last one. I got into quite a nice habit of doing them regularly at the end of last year, but I fell out of that habit over Christmas and sort of January period. So I'm trying to get back to it now because I know there are a few of you out there who do enjoy hearing about what's going on and what new things I have in the shop. As you can imagine, it's been sort of 2 months since I did this video. There's quite a few new things to chat to you about, so I'm going to split things up into 2 videos so I'm not sat here waffling at you forever. So this video is going to be all about sock yarn, sock related things, and then the next video, which I'll either pop up next week or maybe the week after, will be about some of the other yarns and projects and accessories and things that are new to the shop. First off, the Yarn and Yarns Mystery Sock Yarn Club is back after a 1 month pause. So again, if you're new, at the end of last year I started a new thing for Yarn and Yarns where each month I am sending out a mystery sock yarn box. So the idea behind it is that Yarn and Yarns customers will be able to try out something that I do not regularly stock on my website. It is a mystery, so to reflect that, I set the value of each month's club at 20% less than the sort of recommended retail price for the yarn that's in that particular month's box, and then I also add in a few extra treats as well. So yes, February club is up, available to order over on the website, and as per the last couple of clubs, there is a couple of options. One is for yarn only, and there are a few options which are for yarn and a project bag. For the first sock club of 2021, I've actually chosen a yarn that's at a slightly lower price point than the yarns that have come before. I just thought that might be helpful for folks at the start of the year. January in particular can be a really long month waiting for payday. So yeah, I went with something that was a little bit lower in price than the yarns that we've had in the boxes before, but it is absolutely beautiful and good quality nonetheless. I think our first 2 boxes were priced around £16, and I think this one is £12. So I hope that maybe helps some folks out who perhaps haven't jumped in on the sock club before. Maybe you're a little bit worried about the mystery aspect of it and whether you'll like the yarn, but maybe a slightly lower price point for this month might help you decide to take the plunge. It is up and available on the website now. I am changing things up a little bit again for the club, just because we had a little blip with the December club, which is kind of why we end up missing out for January. So just in case you weren't on board with that club, if you were, then you know what's happened, but I'll just briefly kind of explain. The first club was so successful that I had people contacting me saying they wanted to get in on the action, but that they'd missed out because I had a limited number of spaces. So for December, I decided to switch things up a little bit, and I decided to do a proper sort of pre-order, in that I would order in the yarn after everyone's orders were in, so that I could give many more people the opportunity to join in. I just went in, I closed the club, I put in my order for a yarn, and I deliberately picked a yarn that was showing as available on the supplier's website, and then waited and waited, and about a week into January I had a message from them to say there had been a delay, and the yarn wouldn't be available until March. So obviously the yarn that they said they had in stock on their website they didn't. And not only that, dear customer, but our prices have gone up since you placed your order, so you owe us some money. So yeah. As you can imagine, I went into full panic mode because lots of lovely folk had already paid me for yarn that I could not then access until March, which was just way too long. In the end, I was able to cancel my original order and get a refund, thankfully. And I found another smaller supplier, but they have been amazing, who were able to not only fulfill an order, but they also stocked the yarn that I'd originally picked for the December Sock Club. So eventually I was able to send the December Club out at the beginning of this month, February. So yeah, heart attack moment, and in pursuit of trying to offer out the club to as many folks as possible, I ended up shooting myself in the foot a little bit. Thankfully, everyone was super patient, and I did offer up a refund for anyone who didn't want to wait until I could get hold of the yarn, but thankfully everyone was so kind and patient and held on until I could get the yarn. But obviously I don't want to be in that situation again, so I'm going back to the first iteration of the club box, which I did in the first month, in that the places will be a little bit more limited again, because I want to have possession of the yarn before I put it up for sale, so that we don't get into this mess again. So yeah, for the next few months at least, I'm going back to having limited places for that club. The other thing that is changing for the next few clubs is, for the first two clubs, I sent out boxes with exactly the same colourway in each box. But I'm going to try and use some smaller suppliers that supply sort of smaller brands necessarily, but they're just smaller suppliers themselves. I'm finding that I'm getting a bit more help and a bit more communication from some small suppliers rather than large suppliers, but that does mean, in order to keep the club going for the next couple of months, the yarn base in everyone's box will be the same, but I have ordered several different colourways in order for the supplier to be able to fill my order, if that makes sense. So I was contacting a few people asking for 10, 15, 20 skeins in the same colour, and a lot of them said, unfortunately our stocks are so low, we don't have that, and we're not sure when we're going to get our next order in, but we could give you 15 balls in 3 different colours. Yeah, does that make sense? Hope so. So in order to keep the momentum for the Sock Yarn Club going, that's what I've done. So everyone will get the same base, the same brand of yarn, but it will be a random colour selection. So I have in my possession, as of today, yarn for the next 3 months worth of Sock Yarn Club. So yeah, I hope the momentum continues and people are still excited about this, because otherwise I've got a lot of balls of sock yarn. It'll be fine. If they don't sell, I can always put them as regular for sale stock in the shop. It's fine, it's fine. I'm telling myself that. Right, that is almost it for the Sock Yarn Club chat. Aside from the fact that I want to say, hopefully I still have a video showing what was in the December box. So I'll pop that right at the end, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't had their package, but I know that some people have expressed an interest in seeing what's in the boxes, so that they can make an informed decision about whether they want to jump in and be part of the club in the future. Right, that is enough club talk. I have a carton of other sock yarn goodies to show you, so I'm just going to go through these fairly quickly, but this week saw the launch of the new sock yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners, in collaboration with Winwick Mum. We have just launched between them the Changing Seasons selection. So it's 4 brand new colourways that reflect the 4 seasons. So we have Autumn Leaves is this one. Winter Icicle is the lovely blue, and then Summer Sunset and Spring Green. So yeah, these are just such a lovely collection. Those are available now on the website. Junction with that launch of the yarns, there's also a little pattern book. It contains 4 different patterns using the yarns in that collection. So there's the Fresh Shoots pattern, the Sizzling Rays, Falling Hues, and Frozen Ice. The other sock yarn that I had recently, and I can't remember, I haven't brought up the full collection because I may have shown this off in the last video that I did, because it did come out back in December, and it's the Opal Funny Friends 2 collection. So I just grabbed a couple of skeins from that just in case I didn't show that off. I think there's 8 colourways, 6 or 8 colourways altogether. But those are also all available in the shop. Alongside all of those lovely yarns, I did just show off some of the pattern books that I've got available in the shop at the moment, that have lots of gorgeous sock patterns included, for anyone who may be wishing to take the next step beyond a vanilla sock. So I have got this lovely book, Socks from Norway. The front and the back cover show lots of colourwork projects, but there are some lace projects in here as well. Anyone who may be thinking that colourwork socks aren't for them yet, there are a few patterns in here which also just use one colour of yarn. It's a really lovely book. There's loads in here that I'd love to knit. Maybe I should not advertise this book on this video and keep it for myself. There's another one, look. Look at that cute doggy. Anyway, so yes, Socks from Norway is available in the shop now. I also have Knit Like a Latvian, the socks edition. Again, there's lots of really fun patterns in this book. There are, again, quite a few colourwork patterns, but there are also some gorgeous lace patterns. Absolutely beautiful book again. So perfect for anyone who's looking to push their sock knitting skills a little bit further. I have also got one copy left at the moment of the 52 Weeks of Sock book from Lane magazine. I won't dwell on that one too much because I have showed that off on one of my shop videos before. I'm hoping to get a top up on stock of this soon, but for now there's only one copy left, so if you've been thinking about getting that one, now might be the time to grab it, because I'm not sure when my order's going to be coming in. It's so hit and miss at the moment with getting things in on a timely basis. It's an absolute privilege to run my little business, but it's pretty hard at the moment trying to keep things topped up, and even when you put in orders, there just tons of stuff is out of stock or gets delayed by months. Anyway, digressing. The last 2 books that I have sock related, I've got Coop Knits Socks Volume 1 and Coop Knits Sock Yeah. Lots of absolutely gorgeous sock patterns in both of these books, of skill levels for sock knitters to aspire to. So I think that is everything for today's shop talk. Thanks for sticking with me if you have stuck with me till the end. After I have said goodbye, I'll pop in that little clip, if I've still got it, of the December sock box for anyone who is interested. I'll be back again soon. The next video that will be coming up on the channel will be, I have finally drawn the winners for our TGIF make along. I just need to edit that video and get it up on the channel, so that will be coming in the next couple of days. And then I've also got plenty more making content, reading content, journaling content coming up, so I hope you will join me for those future videos. But until we get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. After a few delays, pandemic, Brexit on top of that, I'm finally able to ship out the December club for our Mystery Sock Yarn Club over on the Yarn and Yarns website. So thank you to everyone who ordered that club and has been so very patient. Yeah, thank you to everyone who has stuck with me through the delays. Maybe more stressful for me than you, but we got there in the end. So I'm going to share what was in the box. This was the December 2020 box. This is the bag that I went with this time. So they're all unique. Some of them have the same or similar fabrics in them, but they've all been put together in a slightly different way. The one fabric that all of the bags do have in common is this one here, because there are some greens and some purples in here which kind of reflect the yarn that went into the package. But yeah, for anyone who ordered the club with bag options, this is what was in there. And then for the yarn this time, it's a Manos del Uruguay Alegria, which is a 75% wool, 25% nylon or polyamide base, and this is the Orcadia colourway, which is a lovely mix of greens and purples, hence the green for the project bag. And as I say, I picked out this, had this cat fabric in my stash with a little bit of purple, and this green, which is on some of the bags too, not all of them, also has a little bit of purple reflected in it too. So that was the yarn in the bag. Then in the sort of additional treats pouch this time, a lovely mint chocolate lint ball, a double mint and lemon verbena infusion from Sainsbury's, and also a green stitch marker, which is a sort of beaded stitch marker from Knit Pro. So yeah, that was the December Sock Yarn Club.